Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. King in Black, Black Panther. King Black Panther. It's a funny name. I like it. Who cares? Anyway, this was a really good freaking one shot. This might actually be the best of the one shot ancillary tie-in, whatever the heck you're gonna do for this current event of King in Black. This was actually solid. All right. Granted, it's going to be hard pressed going against the very different the not romantic, but like the romantic era, the love story, the heartbreaking story of the Hulk King in Black tie-in. But man, like on the other end of the spectrum, this is right there with it. Let's get talking about who made this comic book. And we'll talk a little bit more about the book itself. This issue is called Cathesis, which is cool. It's a word I had to look up. I suggest you do the same. Jeffrey Thorne is the writer, German Peralta on art, Jesus Abertov doing those killer colors, baby. VC's Joe Sabino on letters, and Lanil Yu. It wasn't always Lanil Francis Yu. We're just doing Lanil Yu now? Is this the WWE? We're missing names now? Anyway, Lanil Yu and Sunny Lo on the covers. Steve Epting doing the variant cover. All right, this was fun. We see some stuff happening to Storm. We don't know exactly what's happening to Storm, but something happens to Storm. I guess this is where she wound up getting taken and made into a symbiote over with Null. Anyway, something happened. He says at one point in the book that she's lost, she's gone, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, no!" So it's going to be heartbreaking for a man's. T'Challa, I'm glad that this book came out this month. That's all I'm going to say about that. Really glad. We get a story. Now, this is dangerous territory to tread in because when you're going to tell a story, and I don't actually know if this story of Baston and Ansi is true. I don't know. Like maybe it is, maybe it's not. Honestly, I don't know. But I genuinely believe that when you tell one of these old stories, you have to be real freaking careful about how you tell it because it could wind up that somebody looks and it's like, wow, that was a really good story, but it went nowhere because it had nothing to do with the story that I wound up reading, inevitably, you know? That's super crucial to keep in mind. This one treaded real close to not actually mattering, to making it so that you just told a story for absolutely no purpose. But it did still work in the end. I'm not going to give you the spoilers. I'm not here to give spoilers and whatnot because this is a one shot. Just go out and buy the comic book and freaking enjoy it for what it is. If you're missing a good Black Panther story, no, I'm not throwing any shade at anybody. I'm simply saying if you're not happy with the Black Panther stories that have come out recently, as I haven't, then you'll be happy with this one. I promise you. You got to be, if you're a fan of the Black Panther, if you're a fan of Wakanda, if you're a fan of T'Challa and Shuri and all of the characters, and I mean, like they might as well have brought back Zuri in this one. You know what I'm saying? But then again, he was killed by what's the spider totem guy's name? Always trying to kill the spider totems. Morlun. He was killed by Morlun like several uh, volumes ago. Not the point. Not the point. Man, this one felt good. You had the defenses. You had the sense of hopelessness. All the other stories that I've read, it's like, oh, hey, there's another. The writers are really treating the other tie-ins and ancillaries and whatnot, and the one-shots as the readers are reading this King in Black event, where it's like, oh yeah, it's another event. The world's in danger, and oh my god, we're all going to die. Yeah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? And at the end, everybody's like, high five psh, with each other, right? We almost had that moment here, except that the movie wound up making it so that what was said mattered and it didn't mean anything final. All right. Um, the way that it ended was good enough. I would have liked to see a rally for moving on elsewhere, especially seeing as Black Panther is currently the leader of the Avengers for crying out loud. But I did like how this actually ended. And you got to stick a damn landing, bro. You got a one shot. Come on, you can't tell a story in one comic book. Then you know what I'm saying. And you had extra pages. With the scope to 30 pages or something like that. This was a little bit thicker than your average comic book, right? So done good. As far as I'm concerned, it done really good. The story in and of itself actually involves Shuri directly, yet without her knowing what it was. You got to remember, this was a trick. Now, what I'm hoping is that at some point there's going to be a reference to this later on. And I really do hope that it's Thorne that brings this on. Now, I'm not overly familiar with Thorne as a writer. Everybody else on this book, I know their work. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he's a little bit newer. He was in Marvel Voices. I recall that one. I recall a couple other ones. He's going to be a new thing called Truth and Justice over at DC. And I'm just saying, on the front cover, you got my girl Vixen over there. Some of you guys know I just got her first appearance again recently. Yay me. I'm looking forward to that because he handled this story well. It's one thing to get an event one-shot good. It's another thing to get a Wakanda story good. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to make people care. There's going to be a lot of people who just don't care. And it's heartbreaking, but it is what it is, you know? You got to get people who actually don't care about Wakanda, who are like, let me see this. Let me see if this is a book where I can suddenly get into some Black Panther stories. I'm looking forward to another Black Panther book being made. I don't know if Thorne is the right person to do it, because this is the only Black Panther story that I specifically, like it's right in front of me right now. It's here. I'd want to see more. I'd want to see if he could do it. So I don't know if he can, but I say, what the hell? Let's try it. He obviously cares, and that's the most important part. You have to actually care, because you could be one of the greatest writers in the world, but if you're not interested in telling a good Wakanda story, it is what it is. Take it from there. ... You know what I'm saying? The art in here, German Peralta is a beast, and everybody, I think that if you're not familiar with Peralta, check out this book. Look at the pencils on this book. Look at the way that everything is shaped on this book. Look at the panel layouts. Look at everything in here. All that being said, as amazing as he is, let's also not forget Jesus Abertov is in here. And when you're talking about energy being used, when you're talking about, like, they had the Hand of Bast in here, which was a little weird, like Hand of Bast. If we reveal the Hand of Bast, oh my God, the Hand of Bast, it's the Hand of Bast. And it's like, we're going to see the Hand of Bast? I want to see the Hand of Bast. What the hell's the Hand of Bast? And at the end of it, I looked at it. I'm looking at the freaking Hand of Bast, and I'm like, so you like cats? That's all I can think of in my head. It's like, I want you to make me a great weapon. We will call it the Hand of Bast. Yes, Shuri, this is fantastic. You and your team, you did a good job. I only have one small request. What is that, my brother and my king? Well, I know my Wakandan accent sucks, right? It's fictitious. Shut up. I need you to make it look like a cat. Brother, the scientists, the workers, the mechanics, we are all exhausted. Spare no cost! I don't care how many minutes. Suddenly it turns into a Hitler side for it. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, it's got to look like a cat. Otherwise, it's not Wakandan. Like, come on, man. It ain't got to actually look like it could have just been a laser beam. Does it have to be a cat-shaped laser beam? Like, Jesus. Anyway, Bast. Jesus. Anyway, it's cool that we got to see this. This is the one thing that it really didn't feel like it lived up to the expectation. This is why I can't say for sure that I would love to see Peralta doing this story. There's so much room on top of my head. Let me bring that down a little bit and hope that the whole damn thing doesn't fall. Anyway, so like the Hand of Bast thing, don't have some big reveal of this thing and it's just a freaking laser beam cat suit, basically. Giant size. Granted, it's like a Zord. It's like a Zord, all right? Like you brought out one of the freaking lions from Voltron. It's like, okay, we get it. Like, does the Hand of Bast form with the leg of Bast? And does it connect to the thigh bone? And you connect it to the hearty har? I mean, like, what? Do they all form into the Voltron of Bast? Come on. It's got to be a comic book, though, right? It's got to be a comic book. You got to have something in there. It's just like, they made it into a cat. The Falcon's just over there. You really don't get it, do you? You're a bird. You like birds, do you? Oh, my God. Anyway, this was a good book. This was a seriously good book. I enjoyed the hell out of this. I would like to see my mans doing God, the art. Wow. I'd love to see my man's pulling a Black Panther series. Give it 6 issues. Do it like the old school Transformers. Issue number 5 in a 4-issue limited series, right? Along those lines. Issue number 80 in a 4-issue limited series. Do something like that. Give it a couple issues. See if it can go longer. See if the desire is there to see more of a story for Mr. Thorne. Let's see what's up. Anyway, guys, book is good. Like I said, it's probably the best of the, like, there was a sense of hopelessness. There was a sense of, oh my God. Mind you, this is a sense that I don't even get from the main book, from the main title. You know, with all due respect to Donny Cates, I don't read the main title or even the Venom books and get the sense of, man, there's some dread here. Things are going to go bad. We might lose some people. I'm like, we're not losing a single hero in this. Nobody's going to be inexorably changed forever. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some stuff where Venom is all of a sudden different. Pretty soon, nobody's going to be paying attention to the fact that he had wings. It is like, it's not going to happen. Why? Because we don't care. We don't care for that stuff for the most part. It's cute, but it's like you're changing too much. And we don't want changes to our characters like that. We want the story development, a little bit of character development. Wings aren't going to, losing a hand, you know? So, yeah. It's time. It's time, all right? We got a freaking World of Wakanda. Well, we don't know what it's going to be called yet, but in the World of Wakanda TV series about to, start production pretty soon. Who knows what else can come out of that? Black Panther 2 is about to start filming this July. It should be ready to go on my birthday in 2022. Bruh, let's hear it. We got some good Black Panther stuff in the big screen, all right? Let's see something good on the pages here, right? That's it for me. Guys, like the video, watch an ad. Talk to y'all later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.